Hello and welcome to Dr. Nishant's diary. I've been on a month-long hiatus from making a blog after my professor's death, but this one really shook me out of it. I mean, this one deserves a blog because it happened to me the second time. For the second time, I got picked up from PGI by a cab driver who asked me what I did there. So when I told him I was a doctor in neurosurgery, he told me that he was so happy. He's like, "You're a godsend, this is awesome. I get a free consultation and everything." And I was like, "Why?" Because he says, "I had an accident a couple of years back and I was admitted there. I was unconscious for 5 or 6 days, and then you guys did an awesome job, and look at me now. I can drive my cab and I can make a living, and I'm getting back to it." And I was said, "That's awesome. That felt really good." But then he says, "But there's only one problem." So I ask him what, and he says, I keep getting seizures, and that's when it strikes me. That's when it's like, okay, so are you not on seizure medication? He says, "Yeah, I was taking seizure medication, but I stopped about 6 months back. It wasn't causing too much trouble." So I said, "What is too much trouble?" And he says, I get a seizure like once in a month or something. It's not great. That's not like, such a big deal. I become unconscious for like a minute, 2 minutes, and it's better than taking those medications. It made me feel very gassy. And the one thing we tell people who are having seizures, who have an epilepsy problem, is do not drive. Do not drive, because you will end up going into a seizure sometime, crashing your car, killing the person inside the car, killing the people outside the car. And I was now sitting with a cab driver who was supposed to be on seizure medication, was not taking the medication, and was reportedly having seizures once every month. That was starting to get pretty scary. But anyways, as you can see, I made it out of there alive and gave him a strong piece of advice to start taking his medication again. I mean, the whole point is to get people back to regular lives, but this was a bit much. So yeah, here's to being alive at the end of that journey. Cheers.